Do I think it's likely I will figure this out at all quickly? It's extremely obvious that you want me to push something down and then left and then up. It's extremely obvious. Now if those go over there, they land to the right. No they don't, they land like that. And now I have no way back. It is, however, still extremely obvious that you want something like that. I don't see how having a right-facing thing is ever useful. I need to like zoom over there and then have a bunch of platforms to get onto. Okay, so how's that going to happen? It's going to happen by... The problem is this is a right, like a clockwise turning thing. And there's going to be 3 extra things. Interesting. I could imagine it being like... Let's say that were there, and I went on it. Ooh. 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 Because I could easily... Let's do that actually. You go there. I could have things prepped. And then another one prepped. I reckon I could have another one prepped. On top of the turny thing, on top of the up arrow. Yeah, that feels good. That feels really good. That's totally what I'm doing. So at this point, I'm going back around and pushing these this way. Both of them. It's not so simple though, is it? It's really not so simple. I'm pushing both of those around. This all makes a lot of sense, but it also looks very complicated to do. You go there, you go there. I don't want to send the next one yet, so we're going to leave a path. These are going to go this way, and you're going to go up that way. Now, how feasible is it for me to push this and not... Well, I mean, I can leave some of a path there. There. Okay, hold on. Maybe I'm doing that, then this, then this, then this. There's a path. You go up. That's not what I want. Is it? Oh, I haven't thought about this enough. Also, this doesn't turn the arrow into an up arrow, it turns into a down arrow. Okay, no. Okay, I'm making mistakes. I mean, I could use that over here though, rather than over there. What, turn the thing 3 times? My thinking is to be like over here, with a block to the left of me that I can push. Come back. Ooh. Yeah, and then another block gets put in its place, and I push left, and then that's there as well, and I roll over. That feels kind of nice. However, no, this doesn't get oriented the right way. It ends up pointing down, unless I rotate it 3 times, which feels like a lot. Right? I'm not rotating it 3 times, am I? Am I? How would that ever work? I don't think it would ever work. I have to push it back towards it somehow, but that's just not an option. Okay, so I think I've got the setup wrong. Maybe. 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 So then what use is a rightwards arrow? Or a downwards arrow? Not a whole lot of use? Maybe I am rotating it 3 times. Really? No, that's just gone. So I have to rotate, hit the wall, and then go back towards it. That's just not, yeah, that can't happen. That cannot happen. So if I rotated it twice, it could like nudge blocks leftwards. That feels not great. If that's over there and we send that onto it, it does turn. But it's not going to turn again without something magical happening, which isn't going to happen. Like it getting knocked doesn't make it turn. So yeah, rotating more than once doesn't feel good, so then I either need to make use of a down or a... What use would a down be? That feels absolutely useless. What use would a right be? It feels absolutely useless. It's gotta rotate more than once. It's got to. It's got to. It can't. Where can it go from here? Like, up here. That's it. Good job. Now it's going down. Now if I send the thing across, it just goes back again. Woohoo! Well done, me. Good job. Good job. Why am I doing this right after having done a super long... I guess because I want to wrap up. I want to wrap up. I want to get it done. It's the final one, so it's probably impossible. I just need to imagine how this ends. How does it end? How many cubes do I have? I mean, what's the distance here? I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4 the thing, and then 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, the minimum distance is 4, but it's in places that I'm not going to get anything to. And once again, like, obviously, something goes... So, like the layout of these walls is communicating something very specific, that this happens, and then this happens, and then, I don't know, we go back around, and this happens. So I've ended up losing a cube doing that, and that just like stacks them up. Like it does nothing special, nothing about it being a rotator does anything there. And I need to be like over there and push stuff left. If I push something left, then I need something else to go where it is. I really do think I'm rotating this 3 times. But I'm not. I know I'm not. So why do I keep saying it? Why do I keep saying it? And nothing was achieved. Oh. I really think I'm ending up here and I'm pushing left and then I'm stepping back and then something else is going into place. For that to happen, there has to be like motion that wants to happen but can't. And the only way that happens is by that motion being blocked. And the only way that happens is with a conveyor belt pointing upwards. And obviously we have 6 that are pointing upwards, but none of them are blocked and they can't be blocked. But to get you pointing upwards, I'd have to do something magical? Something that's obviously too magical? Okay, if it's not that, what else is it? If it's not that, I don't know what it is. Okay, let's imagine we send 2 of these over there. So we've got like 2 of the things we would need. Clearly another one has to come at some point after I've pushed that, but I can't do anything from over there to make that happen. And this is not set up to allow things to be taken around the other direction here. It would use all the stuff if I could do it. Like the setup that I want. But it means rotating you like an unreasonable number of times. Or, hold on. Or does it mean no. Obviously this can only, if this is getting rotated, then this can have to only be in one position. Like maybe it can be over there and I can get it to rotate multiple times? No. And then it's in a bad place where I don't want it. That disappears. If I want to push it onto there and it not disappear, then it's going to have to be here or like here. Or here. But in all those cases, it's only going to get to rotate once. And I don't think there's any way I can avoid that. No. No. So 3 times is obviously impossible. So that's not the setup. What is the setup? The setup instead is some weird interaction between like rotating against a wall, but things aren't like rolling, they're just landing on it and rotating. And so sure, I can put the conveyor on there and it'll rotate around, but nothing has been gained. It's not like I could roll it off and then roll it back on. Like make a little path around it now. Part of me is wondering if I do want it to face backwards, and then I somehow put like a backstop somewhere, like here. That is asking for a lot again. I also want it to be in that column, and then put a backstop here using these. That's never going to happen. What is this? What is this? There's like, there are weird things I can do regarding, like, I can push that down and then come back and then push things like that way. And maybe I don't use that conveyor ever. That's clearly not going to be the case. I was getting that the wrong bit. I can't have them blocked up down here somehow, can I? And doing something up there with freedom? That doesn't make any sense. If I come around the back of there, then we have problems. Did I have to come around the back of there then? Yes. Well, that's interesting, this. Now we don't have problems. We can do this. Now if I go over there and hit that, then that happens, so then I fly away. And that will happen to anything that gets pushed over there, right? Yep. 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 Something's gotta get pushed. Something's gotta roll. So rolling can happen if conveyor throws into something. If conveyor throws into something. And then that rolls. And what good is that? I guess I'm thinking that then that can like rotate and then fall a different direction. No, I don't know. I really can't rotate you 3 times, right? How would it happen? I'd have to somehow stop you from getting stuck after. Yeah, after. Like, maybe there's like sneaky ways of doing that. Like, I don't know, we do this, we push these down, do this, push that way, and that gets knocked off the edge. But in theory, I could now rotate that again. If I could get over there. Which I can, but I mean, maybe I am rotating 3 times. Really? Really? Probably not really. And again, the other option would be like here. Let's do like this. Let's not go that way, let's go this way. Let's push those down now. Then you go down, you go that way. If I then were to... No. I was thinking like push this left here. That's gotta be the one that goes this way. So, I mean... And then I need the other 3 to do the rest of the thing. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I need all 4 grey blocks. I can't lose any of them. So how am I going to rotate that many times? I'm obviously not. I mean, what happens if I do now send you... Wait, what happens? I guess I have to do this and then get back. So if I send you that way, and then I get on, we come back. Or if I... no. Push you on. Well, you're not on, okay. I'm really worried that I can rotate this 3 times. Because if I can, however it works is a nightmare. Also, it can't hit a grey block, so then the grey block will go off. So then it has to turn and hit a wall. If it hits a wall, it's going to hit this wall. But then what do I do with that? I can push it up and it goes there, or I can push it down and it goes down here. But I can't push it back towards the turning thing. Unless this were already blocked up or something? Is it feasible that I could... no? Like get a block... Get the grey block past it somehow? So then I can go here, push the thing right, then it'd be a left-facing thing. Then what? Then it's going to be on here. Then rotating it again is basically impossible because I have to get it off and then back on. Yeah, that feels awful. I think I'm not understanding how this ends. Da, 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 da. I just don't see how a rightwards facing conveyor is ever going to be useful. Up there, I guess. Like, I I don't know. So if I just like send over these, like what's my situation? I mean, like, okay, I'm one away. It's basically the situation. So what would bring me the next one? What I was hoping for is I step back and the conveyor like throws it into here, but that ain't gonna work. Yeah, where's the other one gonna come from? Unless that rotates a bunch of times. But it can't, right? It can't. It cannot. It cannot do that. It is not possible. It can just like fall away somewhere. I could have a backwards conveyor hitting it against the wall, but what would that do for anything? Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. There's no way to do this. Confirmed. What's the conveyor for? What is the conveyor for? Turning it twice doesn't help either. That's the leftwards one. Well, except then I could like push blocks over. Would that even work? No. Push blocks over. And then I'd like send the block, and it would push the one to the left. And then I guess I could go into the next one. That also means getting one of those left grey blocks to this side. No, that's not what I wanted, right? It's like I wanted a left-facing conveyor belt, which is already very difficult to do, but I'll give it a go. Because you want me to, game. You want me to, don't you? I know what you want. I mean, I also will need to send some of these, so why don't I just send them now? Now you're a left-facing, you're a down-facing conveyor. You won't ever become another one. Unless you hit something. And then I want to get you into these. It's not going to work. It's not very possible. I always get that at the wrong time. What? What was the idea even? The idea was left facing conveyor there, and then I would like send things onto it to like knock things left. So I'd send you onto it when like two things over here are there. Then I'd put this one on, and then I'd go over and hit the next one off. But then I would fly away. Yeah, that would go on, then I'd go over here, I'd hit the thing on the left, but I'd still be on the conveyor, then it would throw me, and I'd die. And that would not be great. Okay, so that doesn't work, as an idea. Okay, so we're not making it leftwards facing. What are we doing? I keep thinking there's like a film grain effect on the screen, but it's just like a seam in the the walls. You can see the seam between one cell and another. Oh, it's really late now as well. It's really late. I should have stopped. I should have stopped. Apologies, I had to take a break. Do I have any ideas? I'm also considering just going to sleep and then working on this tomorrow or another day or something. If you fly over there. So the thing I was thinking while I was away from the computer was like, is there some reason I would actually want a backwards arrow and like things are going to go over there and come back? So some reason that would be useful. I don't think so. No? That feels terrible. Okay, so no. What's the arrow? What's the conveyor for? What is the conveyor for? I can make it a down conveyor. How's that help me? Any reason I want to like, I don't know, make this the place where the stuff goes down? Well, that's not going to be good, so that, I guess, also not going to be good. So actually maybe this isn't really doable. I don't know, let's just do that, I guess. And then push these down. And again? Or not again? I don't know. I don't know. And I can get out of there. I don't know. I've got no ideas. Sure, that's gone. No, we throw that way. Or we don't and we go round. But then this is white, so I can never push the next thing that way. It really feels like this is going to be... where the rotating thing is, right? To get things like over there. But why do I want a down arrow? I cannot comprehend why I'd want a down arrow. If it turns out I can rotate this 3 times, I'm going to be mad. How could that be possible? And I'd need all the blocks. I can't lose any of the blocks in the process. That's not possible, right? That's definitely not possible. What? Okay, how's this end? How does this end? If that's not how it ends, how does it end? I'm kind of... What do I do? Sure, I can throw this over there, but that doesn't seem to do a whole lot. I mean, I know I've left that stranded now, but whatever. I can throw that over there. It doesn't do a whole lot because, like, sure, things go over and they rotate when they get there, but it's not like they roll or anything. They just land on it and rotate. And nothing else rotating does anything. One step away. Now fix that, please. I clearly want the other cube to be like coming over here somehow. There's only these 2 backstops that it could hit. I can't get over there and then get out of the way for like another one coming because it'll just be following me immediately. I can't really have anything following me anyway. Still can't see a reason I'd want a downwards arrow over there. Like maybe if I could send something over and it would like knock something, then it would end up on the downwards arrow, and then it would, I don't know, that's not possible. That is not possible. And the rightwards arrow doesn't do anything good, it just makes something roll rightwards and then fly away rightwards. Do I stop and start again another day and then splice the things together? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. This might not even be like the hardest one in the game, but I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's not like that will ever, like, sure, this is the kind of setup I want, but with an up arrow, which I don't have. And then, like, that would roll upwards. Oh, then I push it. It's not possible, right? The turny thing can only be in one place. Once it's placed, that's the place it does the rotating things. Or the turny things. There are very few places where I could roll the arrow onto the turny thing and it wouldn't just disappear forever, or get rid of a cube. Basically the places are here and here. Those are the options. Okay, so let's say it ends up here. Then I can only push it south or north, and then neither of those is good. Let's say it ends, I mean, could it stop here? I don't think so. Only if I could get a cube here, which I don't think I can. I can't rotate it 3 times. This is clearly not possible. Okay, if I'm not rotating it 3 times and it's not facing north, then what on earth am I doing? I just don't know. I just do not know. Could I somehow stack like the trouble I've got is that I can make stacks of there, but I could only make like 2 stacks, but then there's nowhere for me to go. There's not a I'm just wondering if this game has the possibility of like 2 conveyors doing 2 things at different times, like, or like some strange something or other. Because you can get blocks to stop on a turn tile or on a conveyor. I don't know how it would help. I'm just thinking, like, is it possible to like push a thing with a thing, have that rotate and roll a different direction while the other thing goes into something else, like kind of like parallel effects happening? Can I split my actions? I could see how it might be possible given well, I mean, even just given if I like get rid of this and send these down, then do that, then get rid of this. I guess I could do this and then send that down. Oh, but it's not rotated. Issues with this, but I was imagining if that were pointing down and I push something off it, I mean, what would that do? Nothing. What is the purpose of the right-facing conveyor? Can it become a up-facing conveyor? No, it cannot. That would be crazy. Why would I have such a crazy idea? Gotta make my way over there. I just gotta make my way over there, but I can't have enough cubes over here. Except I can if you're over there. If only this rolled off, not me, sorry, if only this rolled off. So then I could go stand on that while I set up other things. Well, no, I couldn't really, could I? I definitely couldn't. The music's too jolly for the pain I'm feeling. I'm going to be hearing this music all night. I'll continue a different day. It's getting way too late. All right. Yeah, we'll jump back into it. I might splice the videos together. I don't know. We'll see. Alrighty, everybody. It is a new day. It's the next morning after my previous recording session, which was a very long recording session. And I think you could tell because I was losing my mind at these final puzzles. And between then and now, I've had a vision. I've had a vision about what the solution to 25 might be, and I think it's right. I think I just very much was... It's not even that complicated. I think I wasn't like in the right headspace post 24. Remind me what was 24? I think I block out the puzzles that took me the longest. Oh yeah, this one. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. But yeah, okay, 25, I think I can do. I think I can do 25. So my vision is... What is my vision? So the whole time I was like, what's the purpose of a right arrow or a down arrow? I think I know the purpose of a right arrow or a down arrow. I think that purpose is... Although I don't... Okay, there's still issues here. I don't know how to make any of this happen. I think the purpose of a down arrow is it's going to be over there for me to fly backwards. Oh no, I had more of a vision than this. Okay, yes. So how it's going to work is you're just going to go, and you're just going to go, and you're going to become a down arrow, and then there's clearly like lots of steps to this that I don't know yet. And you're going to go over it, and I'm going to do this. Then we have problems. But I think the down arrow is for me to come back. And then I keep sending, because I only need 2 more cubes, right? Like this is like really close. No, I don't need 2 more cubes. I need 2 more cubes across the gap, but I need that other one. That's the thing. It's like, how do I stop that one from being lost in that process? Okay. Now that I know that's the end state, I feel like there's something to work with here. I'm pretty sure that's the end state. Because if I save that one, I need it to replace the one that was now white. Like I'd gone through all this in my mind while I was trying to go to sleep. The one that was over there that was white because I'd stepped on it to push the arrow down will disappear eventually, so I'll need to send another one across. So yeah, my issue I guess is going to be that I ended up leaving a gap. I didn't have to leave a gap. Okay. Okay, so we can do this. Go across. Come back. Then you go there. Do I want to go down or around the outside? Does it matter? Maybe now I want to go around the outside? I do, so I don't cut that off. Is this going to get solved really quickly? Is this going to get solved really quickly? You go over, I go over here. Push that way. Now that's going to disappear. Ooh, I do still have a route around. So then just send 2 more and go. Yeah, this is like done, isn't it? This is done. It's done. So quickly. Oh dear. Oh dear. Wow, so quickly. Once I had a vision. That's the thing that I'm noticing with... Okay, I'm done. Woohoo, I'm done. Is there like a final cutscene? There is. Oh, there is. Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. So are you. I wonder if it's just an endless thing, or... It looks like it probably goes on forever. There is a button to get out of it. Imagine there's more puzzles. There's not more puzzles, right? There wouldn't be. I don't think so. I think it's endless. Okay, escape. Let's just double check. Yeah, okay, that is the end. Let's have a look at the credits, because it didn't show the credits to us. Credits are only available through the menu. Game by Frambosa. Published by Bonus Stage Publishing. Game design, Jonathan Barbosa Dykstra. Puzzle design. Here we go. Look at all these familiar names. Such a collection of people. Such a collection of people. I'm going to be playing Zachary Mann's game next, although not next after this. I think scheduling means it's probably already coming out by the time this goes out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, lots of familiar names. Lots of familiar names. Music by Sam Shanley. Good music. Animated cutscenes. That's really impressive how many people have been involved in this. Very nice. Playtesters. Additional playtesters. Special thanks. Oh yeah, look, there's familiar names in there as well. Patrick. Harry Dam. Lots of names. Cool. Neato. So, what was I going to say? What I was going to say is that there were a bunch of puzzles. Like, I think the hardest puzzles there all relied very heavily on visualizing the end state. And when the puzzle's very open, like, that's like a... It's almost a, like... an like abductive logic process. Like, so the idea of abductive logic is that you are it's the process by which we come up with explanations for things. They're not always certain, but it's like this is the best explanation for, or it's even just this is an explanation for this thing. And it's like it's the process you go through in a detective game. Like a detective game is about that kind of logic. And it's funny thinking about like those puzzles where you have to imagine the end as being that kind of thing. Like it felt more like, oh, I've got to like come up with an explanation for how this could end. Like, right? Like out of the infinite possibilities, narrow it down until I've got like one end state that could work, and then just do that, and then it'll work. And like I'm saying infinite possibilities, but it's not really infinite possibilities. It's, I mean, it is. It is, but then it's immediately constrained by what is the format of the game, and then what is the format of the level, etc. Like an end state of the level isn't me doing jumping jacks and eating an apple. It could be, but that's not the format of the game or the format of the level. But yeah, it's interesting. You can think of it as that kind of process, rather than one where you're like going, oh, this thing in the level is saying I must do this, and this thing in the, like there's a lot of the level that isn't about understanding what must do what. It's just there to let you set up the end state that you need. But unless you know the end state, it's hard to read anything from the rest of the level. I think all of the hardest puzzles had that property. And I'm not saying it's not, I mean, it is also deductive. Like you can work out what the, in fact, that's what I did when I was like going to sleep last night. I was like working out what the possible end state could be. But it's very permutation-y, right? It's very like, what if this were a down-facing conveyor, and what if I put it in that position, rather than like, oh, this must be a down-facing conveyor because of this other thing in the level, or whatever. I think all of the hardest levels had that property, that I ended up having to permute lots of different ideas, or stumble upon the particular idea that I needed. Whew. Okay. And something I keep thinking about, like when I came into this area, I was like, oh, it looks like it's actually not going to be like brutally hard to difficulty puzzles, and the vast majority of them weren't. Some of them were. I think I personally believe that if you're gonna add, if there's like a clear, like, these are the final levels towards 100%, or even towards the end of the game, like towards some goal, I think the final levels shouldn't be the hardest ones in the game. I think it's the natural thing to do, is to be like, like, obviously the difficulty curve goes up, and if you are sticking around for 100% completion, then you want the final levels to be the most challenging ones in the game. But I actually think, because I think the problem is, that I've been thinking about because I went through it yesterday, is that when you get towards the end of the game, the players, like, at least for me, my mental state's in a different state, which is like, oh, I'm almost at the end of the game, I think I can wrap this up. And it's like a kind of expectation that I will wrap this up, and that things will get done. I don't know if is that just something that I do now because I record playing games, or is it a thing I did anyway? Like, if I was trying to 100% a game, I think I would do it anyway, because it's like the final stretch, and you're like, oh, it's only like 3 more puzzles for the final stretch, and you get in this mode of like, okay, I'm gonna get this done, and then when that gets blocked, I think that mode of thinking combined with super hard puzzles that are difficult to solve, creates a slightly, like, a bit of friction towards the end. So I guess I'm thinking like the end of a game like this should have, I'm not saying the easiest levels in the game either, I'm just saying, like, keep them normal difficulty. I mean, it's also possible that there's not an intended order of difficulty here, but there were a couple of very hard ones at the end. So I kind of feel like there is. But there were also, like, 7 was difficult, wasn't it? Did that have the same property of, like, I had to imagine the end states? Yes, yeah, absolutely. It had exactly the same property. Like, so many options and nothing to communicate to me, like, what the possible end states could be. At least as far as I know. Like, that's the other thing, is that there might be somebody who goes, oh, actually, you can determine that it must go here and the thing must go here because of such and such and such. But I felt like I only got there by, like, lots of, like, trying different things and then imagining the right thing without really knowing whether that was going to be definitely the right thing. So yeah, all the hardest puzzles had that. And I wonder if, like, I don't know, for 24, is there some constraint that could be added that would just, like, clarify, yes, that is what you're doing? I mean, like, one thing that could be done is moving the portal away. I know they want the portal to be next to the starting position, but actually the portal could be further away and the starting position could just be still next to the portal and you go along a little path to get there. Like, move this away from there. Just as one less distraction. I don't quite remember how this actually ended. Yeah, I guess something to communicate. Like, I mean, so yeah, this is the same situation where I had to imagine the thing of, like, the downwards arrow being here and the leftwards arrow being here and downwards arrow being here, and then me doing this and it landing back. Yeah. I had to visualize that. I wonder if there's something that could be done to be like, oh, just to know that. I don't know exactly. Not sure. I can't think of a particular thing you could do here, but, like, I do wonder if there's a constraint you could add that would tell you one little bit more information so that you're like, ah, okay, that thing that I thought of is the right thing, or it leads you towards that thought. Not exactly sure how that would be done, but whatever. Anyway, excellent game. Like, honestly, this is really, really, really good. Amazing puzzles, and you can tell that a lot of the people who designed the puzzles are great designers. And yeah, I think it's super cool that like people who have had like a bunch of experience doing thinky puzzle design have been asked to like help make puzzles for this game. I kind of wish more games would do that. I kind of wish that were just a thing in general for like puzzle game design, even in like AAA space. Like, I mean, I'm sure they do have like dedicated puzzle designers, but they probably aren't pulling from the pool of people who are like the best puzzle designers, like video game puzzle designers in the world at the moment, I think. Which I think the people like in the kind of thinky puzzle communities kind of are. They're like definitely, it's like alongside like people who design puzzle hunts and people who design like paper puzzles, and there's overlap there as well. You know, people who do paper puzzles for like newspapers and magazines and things, although often they're not complicated. But there are people who do, I don't mean complicated, I mean like special or amazing. A lot of them are randomly designed, but like but people who do puzzle books, I guess, is more the thing. And yeah, there's just this like collection of people who love puzzle design, are really good at it, and it's nice to see games actually like just hiring those people to do it. And I'm sure in this case, like, this is not a big budget game at all. I'm sure it was a difficult decision to be like, I should like pay people to make some puzzles, and I'm sure like the pay wasn't incredible, but it's like a step towards like actually it's a step towards the right direction. Like if a small game like this can find a little bit of cash to give to some people to say, hey, you're really good at making puzzles, you should make some puzzles for my game, then other games could do that as well. Especially where there's like, there are a lot of people who like to start making a puzzle game but don't have that strong experience in puzzle design, and they would be like very well, like it would be a good decision for them to also do a similar kind of thing. I wish I knew which puzzles were designed by which people. That would be fun. Like Taiji had a thing where the different levels would have different colors depending on who designed them. Like it could just be a setting and then it would change the color of the icons or something. That would be nice. Or even just like label them or whatever. But yeah, really good game. And I kind of wish like more of the players in the thinky game space were like picking up on this game and realizing it's actually really good. I know like a decent bunch of people playing it, but I feel like people have not recognized how good the puzzle design is in this game. Also the mechanics design. The mechanics, like just generally, are a very good set of mechanics. Like I've spoken about it a lot, but like the way, like the cube rolling could have been like, this is the best example I've seen of cube rolling in the game, because even though, okay, so at times I guess in 24 I got a bit frustrated being like, I don't know if there is a way I can roll this cube where I can get through there in a different way. But that was me at the end of my tether, I guess. But like, nonetheless, in the vast majority of puzzles, I barely had to think about it. I only had to think about it when like trying to pass a laser or whatever. And in those cases, it actually helped me solve the rest of the puzzle because I knew I was coming out behind this laser in a different orientation, or I had to go past that laser in a particular orientation. And so, like having those, like, and that just helps me to find the path I need to take, rather than it's not about me thinking like, oh, at this point I need to be in this orientation, at this point I need to be in this orientation, more than just like, oh, I have to do that for this particular laser. And often there aren't that many choices about where you could be for a particular laser. Like you can either be one way or another way, and you're like, okay, well I gotta be the way that's, that's gonna allow me to get past this laser. So yeah, I guess you could think of it also as like, it's not I wasn't having to work out which orientation I need to be. That's like completely telegraphed. It's like, no, you've got to be this orientation to get past this thing. And that informs the stuff before it, rather than the other way around, where the stuff I'm doing before informs which orientation I'll be later on, or something like that. I don't know. I thought that was handled super well. But then also just combining that with the tiles, and it basically was like a Alcazar puzzle in a sense, where like you can only go into each tile once, and so you can, I guess in Alcazar you've got the thing of like you must go to every tile, so it didn't have that. I sometimes started using that logic on the assumption that they wouldn't put a tile in that wasn't going to be used. That wasn't always true though, so it's not the best logic to use in this game, but that's a nicely, like, that leads to a lot of constraints of like, well, if I'm going to hit this, if I'm going to go here, then I can only use this path once, and therefore I must do it then, and so on and so forth. That's a really good mechanic. And then combining that with the conveyors and the portals and the rotatey things, I think it's just a really good bunch of things that all work very well together and make for decent puzzles. Like, I don't think such good puzzle design could have been done had the mechanics not been as good as they were. Yeah, very, very excellent, and I hope more people start picking it up because it's very neat. It's maybe a bit big. It's weird because like it's only got like a few worlds. It doesn't seem huge, but there are a lot of puzzles in each world. I'd find it hard to pick which puzzles to remove, honestly. That would be really difficult. It's maybe a bit big, and I would, like I mentioned with some of those hard puzzles, like try and find ways to communicate more about what you might need to have to do, rather than just expect, finding the solution at the depths of your brain. Not overly big, like, I don't know what's the right size for a game. Who knows? I'm not sure there's a good answer to that, but like, I guess I had a slight feeling of like in each world of like, oh gosh, there's like another branch or another branch, like I don't know, but that's just my own levels, I guess, of like how much I expect or can take of a certain thing. But yeah, like all of the puzzles were nice and unique and interesting in their own way, so it would be really hard to pick what to remove if you were going to do that. My absolute favorite kinds of puzzles, I think it was pretty clear, were the ones that were like I always think of them as like contraption puzzles, or what's the word I'm thinking of? What is the word I'm thinking of? I can't remember. I think like maybe along this branch it was like that, or this isn't really contraption-y, but I mean it was a good puzzle. Maybe along this, like along some of the like very side branches, there are often a bunch of contraption type things. A little bit, but like the ones that I do like, ones like this that like really communicate their structure. Like the structure is like so obvious just in the layout of the level. I think that's really fun. I guess the word I was thinking of was like gimmicky levels, but that can often sound negative, but I don't mean it negatively. I just mean it's like a thing. I guess all levels are trying to do a thing. So maybe that's not the best word, but yeah, contraptions, or like the ones with the mazes were really fun. Anything where the set, it's sort of like almost like building another puzzle out of a puzzle. And those are like, I think they're really satisfying because the puzzle is communicated visually. Like you can just look at it and be like, whoa, okay, I can see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to do this and this and this. And then you have your framework in which you're doing your deductions afterwards. Those are super fun. And like a lot of puzzle games do those kinds of levels. Like a classic one that a lot of puzzle games do is the combination lock puzzle, which this had. Like, I remember early on there were some puzzles that were about like, oh, you've got to go down these 4 paths and push a certain number of blocks, and it was basically a combination lock. Anyway. Oh yeah, music really good. Like didn't get like, even though it's quite like upbeat and like melodic, it didn't get too annoying at any point. I was playing for long amounts of time and the music was fine. And it's just like, yeah, it's fun. It's got some cool little bits going on in it. And yeah, I guess it is worth mentioning. Like, I'm one of the people who like slightly put off by the theme of the game, like farting and bums. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just like, it's not that I don't know. I guess it's like partially like it's quite childish, but not really that. I don't know. What is it? It's just. I don't know. It's like, I guess, crass and childish. I'm not sure what the issue is, but it's just like I'm immediately like, It's. I mean, also it's just slightly a bit disturbing. like butts and farting are not something I want to think about that much. And I guess. I, as far as I can tell, that is like quite a common reaction. Like, there are people who say, "Oh, I think I'd really love this game, but," and I think it's the amount of like that stuff is like low enough that it really does not matter. I think anybody who's like literally just not playing it because of that is being a bit silly, because it's like a tiny slither of the game. Sure, it's like the framing, but like it really does not matter. Like, the actual puzzles are what matter, and the gameplay and all that stuff. But I can understand like that it's a bit of a weird theme. Although, like, at the same time, the story was actually pretty fun and like very video gamey, reminded me of games from my childhood. And the animations were great, and the cutscenes and all that kind of stuff. It was really well put together. So I don't know, like, and it suited the theme, like the kind of childish, playful theme. It suited it, and I'm sure, like, I actually think a lot of kids would love this game as well. Although it's also very difficult. That's the thing; it's got to balance. But I think kids could probably do a lot of the main branch down the middle. I'm not sure if the intention was to aim for kids though, or if it was just to be silly. I'm not exactly sure what the target audience was. Yeah, I guess that's maybe part of it, is like the target audience seems a bit mixed up. Like, is it kids? Or is it puzzle gamers that like really hard puzzles? Because those people are less likely to respond super well to like a farting cube, I would guess. I mean, maybe it's both, and that's fine. It can be both. Yeah, I definitely had that gut reaction to it, but I'm glad. But everything I say is a farting pun. But I'm glad I ignored it and actually dove in, because the puzzle's really good. I'm glad I played the demo, because had I not played the demo, I think I would have had this more on the back burner than it was. But when I played the demo, I was like, oh, this has actually got a bunch of really cool puzzles in it. I'd want to keep playing those puzzles and see more of them. Also, knowing that people that I respect from the puzzle design community made puzzles for it was a big factor in me playing it as well. I'm not saying, to be clear, I'm not saying the theme's terrible or it should be changed or anything like that. It's just like an observation about how it might turn off people, but it's probably not that significant. And I'm hoping that people will end up picking up this game because of what people say about it and its puzzle design, because it's definitely worth playing regardless of how you feel about the theme. And yeah, the theme is not that on the nose. On the nose! Smell? Nose? Oh, yeah, whatever. Alrighty, okay, I will wrap up now. That's probably a really long video because I think I'm splicing this with the previous one. So sorry, folks. Sorry. I apologize for the lack of sanity that I had in the last few puzzles. They did kind of destroy me. But that's how it goes. That's how it goes sometimes. Anyway, we're done. That's it. Billy Bumbum over. See you for the next game. I'm recording way in advance, like probably a month before this is actually going out. No idea what's next. Like, I know there's a bunch of games I've got lined up. I'm not sure what order they're coming out or anything because it depends when other games finish and all that kind of stuff. So I'll see you in a couple of days. Oh, I guess that's interesting. Am I continuing the second slot on that day, which this is currently occupying? I think so. For a bit. Even though, like, I'm not planning to do it forever, but I am. Basically, I'm feeling. I've got two competing feelings. One is there's lots of games to play. Another one is, oh gosh, actually recording 3 games is a lot of time. But I mean, it's more time because I'm doing a lot of it in advance. But I don't know, it's a lot. I got to figure out whether, like, how long I want to do a second slot for, and because I definitely will stop doing it at some point. It's just way too much time. There's too many other things to do at the same time. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Whether there's something next time or not, I'll see you then. That doesn't make any sense. I'll see you for the next video. There'll be a next video. That's all that matters. All right. Goodbye.